29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What do you got to eat? Here, guys. What's this say? I don't know. What's that say? I know, but I'm not gonna tell. I think it says it's good.
Conjecture Hoops contains all the presumptions, assumptions, and off-the-wall postulations a growing kid needs. Conjecture Hoops, a big bowl of bullshit. Saturday morning cartoons.
Now at night time.
Mostly conjecture based on little knowledge.
Please welcome Max Headshrew, Dell, Aria Blackness, and your most gracious host, Ben motherfucking Jackson. Applause. Applause. Applause.
Hello. Welcome to Saturday morning cartoons. As you can see, I am not Ben motherfucking Jackson. He is out of the show tonight because he's doing a jiu-jitsu tournament. So good luck, Ben. Bend him up like a pretzel, Ben, and kill him, whatever they do.
Consensually choke out some other dudes, Ben.
Yeah, head bar him.
Yeah, that's right.
So this week we're doing Aria's choice of comic, which is John Byrnes' She Hulk. Aria is
smash!
Exactly.
Shall I like She Hulk a little bit?
Well, Aria happens to be, and if you watch the show regularly, you'll know that Aria happens to be our resident Green Woman fan. So it makes sense that he's a big fan of the She Hulk. Yeah. And we've got a few things lined up for tonight, but this is my first proper introduction to the Hulk. It's She Hulk on any level, really. Like, I've always known of the character, I've just never got into the books. So Rob was kind enough to send over a giant portfolio of the comic books, which I did my best to get through.
How far did you get?
Not too far, because I was
page 3.
far enough.
That's still the night. I got page 2. So
no. Far enough that I got the sort of Aria's references to Deadpool and the fact that it breaks the fourth wall. And I thought that was very good, very exciting. That was unexpected for a She-Hulk comic for me. It's kind of goofy in places, and I didn't know if that was intentional. Like,
Totally goofy.
I just really like some of the bad guys' names. Like Ringmaster was probably my favourite bad guy, just because he was called Ringmaster. I
like the way your mind works.
Yeah. So, do you want to kick us off, Aria, on your fandom of it?
yeah, why did you do this to us?
I'm going to show you my favorite panel from the whole comic book. Here we go. Bring the screen up for me. That panel right there, where
Suspense.
number one, fucking crazy drawing from John Byrne. But then the really cool part about it is, I can't zoom in. I'll just make this bigger. The really cool part is in the margins of it all.
Yeah.
John Byrne, Bobby, and Tom DeFalco are having this conversation outside of the comic where Bob is complaining about having to ink all these fucking ships that John has drawn.
Very
And-
good. Is this where the Toad Men?
This is the Toadman episode,
Yes.
yeah.
So I've gotten past this bit, and she there's a part where one of the Toad Men kind of like unloads his gun into her face, and then like jumps over the edge, and he thinks she thinks he's committed suicide, but and she goes to chase him, and she sort of bumps into the background of the of the comic, and it's like
like a tarpaulin.
Yeah, and it's a bit like what's that film with Jim Carrey in the Truman Show?
Truman Show,
yeah.
Yeah. And it turns out that Mysterio is like playing a trick on it. But
Oh,
I
fucking Mysterio! Damn that guy. How dare he do that script to Tom Holland?
I love Mysterio. I think he's a great character to make like hilarious. I remember when they put him in the Spider-Man game and you fight him for the first time, and you see his health bar charge up, and you think, "Christ, this is going to take ages to kill him." And then I think you hit him once and he just dies because he's just basically a guy with a goldfish bowl on his head.
I'll tell you the reason why I love Sensational She-Hulk so much is because when you read Sensational She-Hulk, you know this story in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to matter. It's just 20 minutes of just stupid fun. You can enjoy yourself. And at the end of it, they're going to give you the hook for the next adventure. And She-Hulk's going to go on another wacky adventure. And, you know, it's just good fun. That's why I like it so much. It's like Saturday morning cartoons in comic book form.
Right. And there's a few panels after this, actually, where they remove her head, right? the sort of evil conspiracy of people that are after, they sort of remove her head, and then it cuts to a couple of pages where you'll find it.
That was before this, I think. But
the disembodied head starts talking to the audience.
Yeah,
I think it's in. Isn't that issue 3?
That was before the Toad Man.
And and she's trying to sort of rebalance the book as a funny book, and she gets a cream pie in the face. So
yeah. I've never read any of this before, so when I started reading that and everything started kind of like the fourth wall and the constant references, hey, I'm a comic person, I'm like, come on.
That was John Byrnes' introduction. That he brought all the fourth wall stuff in. I don't think she was a fourth wall breaking character before he took over writing.
Before that, no, she certainly wasn't. In fact, she and Animal Man both broke the fourth wall at around the same time. So DC
really?
Marvel, yeah. Now the thing is, you guys, I don't know if you know it, but Superman broke the fourth wall decades before all this. Way before she.
Yeah, but he's strong.
He at the end of each issue, he would turn to the audience and say something and wink.
Right.
So he was self-aware that he was in a comic book for decades.
Right. Like at the end of He-Man when they would talk to the audience. I see.
Was it like
did the Comics not do that in the 40s with Batman?
I'm not that old. I never look old.
Was it like Happy Tree Friends, where you get this little piece of wisdom at the end of the cartoon? Read a book.
That's a bit different though, because there's a difference between He-Man going, by the way, kids, don't do drugs, right? And then She-Hulk. There's a difference between that and then when She-Hulk rips open a page from her own book to walk through, to skip ahead in the story, to solve problems. You know,
which is great. Yeah.
But
like Dojo just pointed out, like I always thought, to me it was just she's just like another version of the Hulk, really. And they didn't do the blood transfusion thing in the new series, have they? They've in the live action series, she willingly sort of goes into the pod to become She-Hulk, right?
Right. I don't know. I think that the chamber she's in is to maybe do some experiments, make the transformation happen. I think that maybe there is a blood transfusion in the live action.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think they're going to do that. That's why Mark Ruffalo is in the series and knows about her transformations.
Is her catchphrase going to be "She Hulk smash the patriarchy"?
I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but I do have a little clip of it here.
Yeah, let's
Get her down! What the hell? Stand back!
I don't know about you, but that looks fucking amazing.
Coming to Disney Plus this August.
Oh my god!
Some people accuse me of doctoring that footage.
How long is this going to go up?
Some people accuse me of doctoring that footage.
A
And
little bit.
I did totally doctor it. They only shot her twice in the original one.
That's the whole episode.
Yeah. They really captured She Hulk's secret ability of bitch slapping bad guys.
That turned into like a really weird porno.
Could you imagine the Hulk? Ugh! Slap.
The thing is, I don't think the woman that slaps them and the woman that's like going, they're not the same act. They're clearly not the same.
It's a stunt double. It's a slap double.
Me and Big Brother have this theory on comedy, right? Is if you re-show something 3 times, it's very funny. If you re-show it 5 times, it's not funny anymore. But if you re-show it 100 times, it's absolutely hilarious. And I did, consider having that about 10 times longer and just leaving it. But I didn't have the bollocks to do it.
You went for the rule of 17.
Yeah, I went for the rule of 17 instead of 1,000.
That's the sweet spot.
So we've got Dojo Kun on the show today, who's decided to come on. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hey, no worries. It seems that you're a massive connoisseur of the She Hulk. You've got
much bigger fan than Arya. Much bigger fan than
Arya. So when was your first introduction to her? To the comics, anyway?
When the character debuted.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Were you always like a big fan, or?
I've been collecting comics for 47 years now. So
holy
since
shit,
you've been
Max,
around for
I'm
40
older than you. Jesus.
Yeah, I think I am older than him. Yes, I'm older than most of the comic book network, if you will.
Right.
Because she came along in the late 70s. Is that right?
No, she debuted in 1980.
1980.
Yep.
And I was just reading up today, wasn't it because they were going to introduce a She-Hulk in the TV version, the Incredible Hulk TV series, and so Marvel thought, oh, we better do our own version, then we own the rights to the character.
I don't know if they thought they were going to do a She-Hulk in the Marvel TV show, but what they had seen is they had seen the Bionic Woman, and they had seen Police Woman, and they had seen a few others that were the female counterparts to popular male television shows, and they were worried, sort of along the lines of what you were saying, that somebody else would introduce She-Hulk and then take the rights. So you're right.
Yeah.
Stan Lee hastily wrote the first issue of Savage She-Hulk. He didn't write any of the rest. He just wrote the one issue, the first issue, to get it out there and get it under their trademark. And then after that, the rest of the Savage She-Hulk, the first 25 issues, were, I'd say, not even B-list, maybe C or D list, because the supervillains were pretty lame. The characters The characterization and writing was mediocre, but I really like the idea that she maintained her intellect when she turned into She-Hulk.
Right.
When John Byrne introduced her in the Fantastic Four, introduced her as a member of the Fantastic Four, that's when the character really took off because he did a fantastic job of serious characterization of She-Hulk.
Right. And like, despite the piss I'm going to take out of it later, because I'll just do that shit. The idea of marrying like the feminine with like this ultra strong being as well. Like there's a lot of mileage and storytelling, or at least character development in that. I find that like really interesting in which ways you can go with it. And like, well, I'll pop some up later, but there's like the difference in aesthetic when different artists get their hands on it is quite large. Like the different ways they decide to go with it, you know, whether you like it or hate it, it is dead interesting to me as an artist because I like seeing all the different versions.
Right.
What have you read then, Max? Did you read the issue 50?
No.
Because
is that the one? Is that your favorite one? Yeah.
No. Issue 50 is a big one in the series because it's John Byrne's last issue before he leaves the comic for good, and the whole story is centered around She-Hulk in the comic trying to find the new artist that's going to take over the book. And bring my screen up, you'll see one really good example of it. Issue 50. Like 5 or
Sorry,
6.
Ari, I'm just going to stop you there. Someone's got some background noise that they need to mute. Because I can hear someone talking.
When you mean mute, you don't mean like with a stick, right?
Take them out.
You just need to mute. Someone's got someone talking in the background. I can hear it.
Who's got a joyous family?
Is it
Get
you?
rid of
Loud television.
Get rid of them.
There we go.
But,
That's it. Sorry, Ari.
Who does the one with a happy family life? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
I didn't realize it was that loud.
Yeah.
I'll come in sporadically.
It picks it up. Sorry, Ari. Please carry on.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. Bring that up, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Issue 50 is She-Hulk trying to decide who her new ongoing artist is going to be, and they have like 5 or 6 guest artists appear, and they write sample pages for as if they're submitting it to Marvel editorial. And like Frank Miller, for example, like
right off the bat, so
like
cool.
look at the captions as well. Like have you guys read Sin City?
Yes.
Yes.
This is like perfect parody. It's fucking brilliant.
I love.
Man, I would actually really like a Frank Miller She-Hulk. That would be fucking sick.
Mate, that dude can draw rain like no one else.
Yeah.
He's got it absolutely spot on.
That motherfucker draws some rain. Look at that shit.
Yeah, man.
Look at that rain.
I like this bit. I walk, I scowl, and grunt. I mutter to myself and grit my teeth until they're about to pop out my jaw. And I carry a gun around for no reason at all. And I fume and I growl and I grimace and I wonder if this run-on sentence is ever going to end.
Quality.
High quality stuff.
Excellent stuff. So Dojo, what's your favourite version of it?
Oh, absolutely this one.
Yeah.
Sensational She-Hulk by John Byrne. This is Marvel graphic novel number 18. And this is where
yeah, I think Mrs. Kun actually saw. What are you sharing there, Mr. Dojo? I think, honey, just comics.
Right.
Sorry about
that. No issues. This one here, I think, has my favorite scene from She-Hulk. After having been involved in the helicarrier and having to put down its nuclear reactor, she was in all of the radiation. And Reed Richards at the end tells her, I've got some bad news for you. You're stuck as She-Hulk. You can never turn back into Jennifer Walters. And then there's a whole page of her just sort of looking at him. And then she says, "So, what's the bad news?" Because the thing about her transformations is,
hold it back up there, Dojo.
Yep,
wonderful.
That's such a good splash.
Yeah, I like that. I like that 80s She-Hulk as well. That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
What issue number is that?
This is Marvel graphic novel number 18.
Okay. Oh, so it's not one of the sensational series then?
No, this is before the sensational series, and the first time she was called the Sensational She-Hulk was this graphic novel. I've also got the Brazilian version of that graphic novel.
What do you mean by Brazilian?
It's just her with
something to do with swimsuits and.
Oh, funny you should mention the swimsuits. This is the swimsuit edition that Marvel put out in the 80s.
Yeah, nice. I can see she's a Brazilian.
Right? Just gotta look close. And then American Entertainment also used that picture for their cover. And then, to Ari's question, I am starting to collect the international versions. So these are the Brazilian versions. And what I really love about these is these are printed on newsprint paper, and they're much smaller than a regular comic book. Like, here's a regular comic.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
I love these little digest versions. I don't know why. I think maybe because it's just something different,
Yeah.
Mulger, yes.
That's incredible. That's super cool. Frank Cho, I think, did some She-Hulk stuff pretty recently in the last year or two. And Frank Cho is one of my favorites.
Yeah, anyone Frank Cho draws is beautiful. So
that's
true. Yeah, she appears in this book, so I bought this. The Art of Frank Cho. She's in this one for sure.
There you go.
Wants to know if you've got the Playboy version.
No, but I do have the a video of China, the wrestler, in her version of She-Hulk. And I don't know if you know how far she had fallen, but it was actually a porno.
Hey,
yes!
Hey, listen.
Yes!
In my while I was searching for different videos, I did come across that one.
Is it like a She-Hulk
when you
only
say
fans?
That was a bad choice of words.
Sorry, Nick, what was that?
I think that was a totally intentional choice of words.
I found that video. I didn't come across it.
I think I might have seen that video.
Yeah.
Not in research for this podcast.
Ages ago.
Oh, it's bad. It's not even good porn. It's bad.
On my fifth time of watching it,
did you watch it in 4-minute increments?
Yeah, 3-second increments. No, it is awful. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Well,
and it is.
Loads of views.
Does the makeup stay on?
Not really.
Yeah.
No.
I think your radiation is rubbing off on me, She-Hulk.
when you know as well, like Dojo's saying, that what happened with the fall of China, where she ended up in the end, it's actually it's pretty sad to see the existence of that film.
I came on here with legitimate talking points and with porn.
Well, let's bring it back then. Come on then, dude. Give us a legitimate talking point.
Aren't comics better when they just have a green character in them?
Yeah.
Sure, give us some prime examples, Arya.
The Muppet Babies.
The Adventures of Tailless in Outer Space has a character called Jet. He's a big green bird, and he's the sidekick of the main character, Tailless. Prime example. Rattle and Roll. Roll is a green pig if Rob were to actually color the book.
Right.
In Rokan,
maybe green eggs and ham.
The turtles are green.
Elf that follows Rokan around on his misadventures. Something like that.
There are some big green orcs in Rokan. So,
one of them then.
Yeah.
Makes it
What'd you
better.
say?
No,
Buddha?
you know what? There's no green characters in Asadi. Maybe that's the problem.
All
That
the
is a
Brits in
problem.
the room know that Tharg, the editor of 2000 AD, is a big green alien.
He is.
That's true.
With a big weird dial thing on his forehead.
Yeah, Dale Z for Zarjaz.
Yeah.
I said the Ninja Turtles and the Mask.
Yes,
That's
both.
right.
both
Two
out.
yeah.
that
My
I took
current
in. Oh, sorry. Carry on, Dojo.
my current crowdfunding campaign, it's in pre-launch right now, is Projectile Reptile, a
yeah.
four-armed green character.
Hey,
Wonderful.
there you go.
So that's it then. With the secret to making a good comic is to have a green character.
There you go.
Aria, She-Hulk or Hulk?
She Hulk. Well,
You're not asking
I'm on
the
about,
reason.
what I'm asking is which just comic character you prefer, not which one you'd rather shag.
She Hulk.
He had to think about it, but yeah,
Still She-Hulk.
Do you think if She-Hulk spit in your mouth, it would like go through your skull?
Yeah, she would. She'd
Mhm.
Way to go. That's the way to
The
go.
question is, would I enjoy it or not?
I would love it. It'd be great.
I think you'd enjoy it until you lost consciousness.
Hell, dude.
I continue enjoying it into the afterlife.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I would just be like
You're a really
sailing
happy
into,
ghost.
into the afterlife, like.
You're up there in heaven. So, how did you die?
She-Hulk spat in my mouth, and then the back of my skull exploded. Get in here. Get in here, you son of a bitch.
Well, the she. It certainly seems since her early carnation that they definitely like. Obviously, a big thing that they talk about in the argument over sort of what's appropriate in comic books and stuff at the moment is the idea of the male gaze. But I think that She-Hulk definitely sort of deliberately pandered to that, especially at the in the inception in the 80s when all that sort of aesthetic was around. And I like that. Like I think that if you've got like 1,000 different superhero men walking around with massive muscles with their nipples out and tiny pants, like the idea that you get the opposite, I think that's great. And the balancing in the artwork of sort of the feminine and the masculine to make pretty sexy in the older versions, especially. I think that's nice. It reminds me of like, I know I always go on about him, but it reminds me of like Frazetta and stuff like that.
One of my favorite bits is in the Stiltman issue where she has this like Stiltman runs her through a train, and then at the end of the battle her outfit is perfectly intact, and Wheezy says to her, "How come your outfit's intact?" And she goes, "Oh, don't you realize we're protected by the Comics Code Authority?"
Did She-Hulk? Oh, sorry. I was going to ask, so did She-Hulk predate Deadpool?
Oh, by far, yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't come out till the late 80s, early 90s with Rob Liefeld and Image, or during his build-up to Image Comics. Not at Image, obviously, that's a Marvel character, but to his build-up to splitting off with the original 7 for Image.
It's interesting, isn't it, that Deadpool then is always sort of held up as the character that consistently breaks the fourth wall, and he wasn't the first one to do it.
Yeah, not by far.
I wonder why that is. He didn't actually start breaking the fourth wall, did he? Or have I got that wrong?
No, not at the beginning. When he was in X-Force in his debut, he did not break the fourth wall at that time. It wasn't until he was in his own books that he started doing that.
Ah, interesting. I wonder why people always refer to that specific character.
I feel like Deadpool is the Funko Pop of fourth wall breaking superheroes. Like he's just easy for the masses, you know?
Yeah,
Dude,
sure.
that's a perfect opportunity for a segue. So the Funko Pops of She-Hulk.
Oh, hang on a sec. Maybe you want to bring Joe up a bit.
So
or maybe take away Sinclair's
number 147. They did regular She-Hulk. Oh, sorry, that's this one. And then they did a glow-in-the-dark exclusive version that was Kamikaze Comics. Okay, so that's those two. They did a zombie version of She-Hulk.
Oh, is she dead?
Yep. They did a lawyer version of She Hulk, which we're going to see on the TV shows pretty soon, right?
Yeah.
And then they did an exclusive Barnes and Noble booksellers where she's in a 2-pack with Spider Gwen.
Right. Wonderful.
Cut that one.
You really are a fan. You've got all of them.
Yeah, I know. Yes. Show us the lawyer version again, because I'm just wondering if you close your eyes, if you can imagine it's a librarian. You know, not that I've got anything for librarians, he says quickly.
But the title of the TV show is She-Hulk Attorney at Law.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Which is, it sounds like it's going to be Ally McBeal.
I love Ally McBeal.
Ally McBeal.
Someone's got to.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. But there you go. Yeah. What is it? Wheezy. And your chemise isn't the tiniest. I mean, in this issue as well, I mean, she's down to her underwear, to her negligee, to her chemise. Your chemise isn't the tiniest bit ripped at all. How'd you do that? Yeah. Take a look at the label in the back.
I love the artwork as well. Who's the artist on this one?
John Byrne.
This is Byrne.
John
Oh
Byrne,
yeah, he wrote it and drew it. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like every character has their artist. No one has drawn She-Hulk like John Byrne. I think.
I do like the way this one lock of hair always kind of drops between her eyes. You know, that's like that's really kind of nice. Yeah.
She makes mention of that later on. Do you remember?
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to bring this up, but look, it's Rob Brydon. for the non-Brits and definitely for the non-Welsh. But it totally is, right?
Yeah, he's our most famous Welshman with a big chin.
All right then.
Is he famous for that? For having a big chin?
No, I don't think he's famous for it. He just has it.
Just famous.
I mean, it is an impressive chin, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It's quite the chin.
Can Superman do a Ronnie Corbett impression? That's some 80s hair.
Dude, that is huge hair.
You know how I feel about the 80s, man. Like, I think it's the penultimate versions of them.
This is that bit where she was supposed to be like a talking head, right?
Right.
And guest appearance by Spidey. And I'm not good. I mean, like, I'm sure the feminists these days, yes, like, that's it. That's the sentence, isn't it? What the this chick has got like a body, but like a ball for her head that turns into whatever she wants.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Do you remember Whizzer and Chips?
Oh,
Oddball.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oddball would like do exactly that. It was just a ball with an eye and a mouth, but he would like be able to turn himself into like whatever. No.
Oh, there's a Toad Man.
The Toad Man.
And asking Toadman Burn?
There's a really good picture around that part where one of the Toad Men like unloads his gun on her, and then the smoke goes away, and he's like shot all her clothes off, but like she's still got a bra on. Like the bra was bulletproof. But it's just a really, really cool picture of her standing up against the wall with all the smoke coming off her. I was really into that.
He's constantly complaining about the lame villains that John Byrne gives to the fight. And,
they are a little goofy, but I think if it works because of what they're trying to do with the book, I think.
And she's also at the same time she's in issues of Avengers where she's fighting serious villains like Doctor Doom and Thanos, all the big names, And,
see, when I read, sorry to cut you off there, Aria. When I read sort of comic like the high concept comics like this, I just sort of think like especially now when they're making live action versions of everything. Like, why don't they do this version? Why don't they just have the balls to do this? Like, not everything has to be ensconced within the same multiverse and have like the same style and narrative. Like this, I'd love to see this. Like, a really crazy off the wall version. I think it'd be you'd have way more creative.
Well, I think one of the things they're going to do with the television series is make it a comedy, because they've called it a 30-minute legal comedy, and they've hired a comedy writer who did like an issue or an episode or so of Ren and Stimpy to write this. So I don't have high hopes for the TV show. I think that it will be novel and clever at first, but I think the joke will get old really fast.
Kevin Feger's name check John Byrne is being. He says that his run is going to be one of the main influences on the series.
Really,
but that might just be lip service to the fans.
I don't believe it's
I can't see there being Toadmen in it. In an Ali McBeal inspired.
That's what I mean, though. If you just had all this stuff and it was like a really fast-paced series.
You could have Peter Dinklage do the Toadmen.
Yeah. Brilliant. He'd love that as well.
The whole thing, like, I mean, it's okay for like her to, like out herself as a comic character.
Right.
But within this, she's outing every other Marvel character. Like on that page, that cover I just showed. I mean, like, boy, Cousin Bruce had to put up with a truckload of weirdos in his second issue. I mean, like, it's totally negating the other universe as just like a comic universe. And I mean,
but everyone else doesn't realize that, which is
so everyone else is Truman.
Or in their universe, the comic books are just like, it's like news, or it's like a documentary. It's like, here's a depiction of what the Hulk actually did. And you're like, oh, cool, you can read about the Hulk's exploits. And it's like, that was real life to them.
Right.
That'd be pretty cool. Pretty neato.
I think that the writer they should have had on the television series is Marta Acosta. She wrote the She Hulk Diaries, this novel. And this novel is, it's very well written, way better than I expected it to be. And
shit.
Get the fuck out of here. Who's talking about
dude, if you want me to go, just say so.
You know what it is? You know what it is? The remove button is right next to the solo layout button, and I keep pressing it because I'm an idiot. My apologies.
Okay, no problem.
Is Ben back next week?
Also, too, though, something you mentioned a little while ago was how they're worried about these days the male gaze. And I think what they're doing is they're trying to pivot on She-Hulk and her popularity. Because, for example, this one here collects a 3-issue miniseries called Girl Comics. This is a hardcover of the book. But, and you can see she's beating Iron Man in arm wrestling, and all the girls are cheering, and yay, girls, men bad kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then this one here, they went so far as to call it Powers of a Girl.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's total cringe, but She-Hulk's in it. But She-Hulk's in it, so I had to buy it, And
my
it's another,
precious.
yeah, exactly. It's another hardcover. And then She-Hulk also appears in their Pride comic. This is all about LGBTQRS LMNOP. She's
got a two there.
What's that? Yeah, probably. She's in this one as well. It turns out that she's actually not. It's somebody cosplaying She-Hulk. So it's like,
Does this mean you took it back to the store the next day?
No, I kept it because technically she's in it.
Yeah, I look. There's all the woke comics and stuff. Like I don't care. Like I feel like they'll have the day, and then the lack of sales will speak volumes. But it's just I just find it like really bizarre financial choices to create those sorts of books. And
there's a reason for it,
audiences like they're fucking idiots, and they're not. Like they can appreciate stuff without having everything pandered to them in that sort of political way. My wife's like a massive fan of comics. She doesn't need any of that shit. Like she's just into good narrative and good artwork, and that's all you need. I mean, that's hard enough, right? That should be hard enough to create something artistic without cramming some bullshit message that really doesn't make any sense.
Well, they actually have incentive to do that. And here's what it is. I did a short form video on it. It's called ESG here in the United States. Yes. And the ESG is environmental, I forget exactly what it stands for, but it's money that's given to corporations who can prove that they check the boxes. So, for example, when they can show that they have LGBTQRS representation, that's a box checked, okay? And because they did that, they get that ESG money. So the fact that their sales are tanking doesn't matter to them. They're getting governmental grants to do this sort of thing. So yeah, their sales, they don't care about the sales. They truly don't care about the fans anymore. If they can show they're doing this, they get governmental money.
Yeah, but surely this governmental money isn't enough to be like outbalance what they would be getting if people were buying the comics, or are comic sales that low these days?
Even if the money is equal, no one's gonna fucking read it, so it doesn't really matter. They can get paid and shut the fuck up, and no one's gonna read their comic book.
Right.
I mean, we're going to talk about the big green elephant in the room, the She-Hulk image that was put out on the internet about 6-7 months ago, of the new revamped She-Hulk, who really, looked a bit. In the words of Austin Powers, well, she looked a bit mannish.
Yeah, she's
Do
very.
You mean this version?
No,
because this is the new version.
Oh, okay.
Do you mean the one? You mean the one that was in the Avengers, where she looked basically like the Hulk with long hair, right?
Yeah. Probably.
Okay, that's prior to this. In a recent issue of the Avengers, she was again exposed to a ton of radiation and reverted back to her feminine self. So these issues,
that's handy.
Lucky duck. Most people just get radiation burns.
Yeah, right.
They just sick a lot.
From John Byrnes to radiation burns. You got it all.
I'm thinking of didn't they do one where they gave her a crew cut? So she just basically looked like the Hulk in a leotard.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm going to try and get that up.
Max. And then
don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Did you just
and he's back next week, folks.
Can I do what's for breakfast, Max?
Of course you can.
Let me do it.
Here we go.
Once again, it's not Swamp Dogs. That's what's for breakfast. One day we'll actually get ahead of ourselves and update the fucking logo. But what's for breakfast today? This comic book has been out for a little while, but I figured since we were talking about the LGBTQ thing, it is Pride Month, and this one is illustrated by a friend of mine, an acquaintance of mine named Babs Tar, and it's called Motor Crush, and it is super fucking cool. And the main character is definitely a lesbian, which is tight. She rides motorcycles and beats people up, and fucking there's all this neat stuff going on. So let me talk to you a little bit about it. So Babstar did all the drawing. These other two cats that wrote it, never heard of them. So I'm sure if she speaks on it, she can tell me a little bit more about it. But it debuted, I think, in 2018. I had never seen it. I was just kind of poking around one of my comic book shops locally, and I saw my friend's name on the label, and I was like, oh shit, maybe I should be more aware of the things that the people I'm aware of do. So it follows this main character. I think her name's I'm so bad with names. I'm bad with stuff, but hope that's issue 4. Yeah, she's a person.
Let's call her Bob.
Yeah, no, it's her name's Dee. Hold on. It's been a bad mental health week for me, so I'm having a hard time remembering things. What the fuck? Come on.
And that's what's for breakfast.
Sorry.
Incidentally, I am never, ever changing that logo.
Okay, I know. Oh yeah, her name's Domino Swift. But anyway, the interior art's really cool. It's very colorful. It's very well done. It's a little bit manga, a little bit anime, but also Western in its own ways, which is pretty fucking neato.
Yeah, I can see the influences there. Yeah.
Yeah. So fucking, she does all the coloring as well, and it's super vibrant. It's really well done, and I'm really picky. Yeah, it's super cool. You know, obviously very picky about that kind of thing. But
how many issues were there?
There are 11, but the story stopped. They didn't finish it for some reason. I didn't get to. I know.
Don't tell people that they won't buy it.
But no, you should still buy it because it's really good up until then. Now, I've only read the first 4 issues, and I'm actually pretty upset that it's only 11. But it's really cool. There's like these like underground fucking motorcycle races that go on, and she's got to get this stuff called Crush. And Crush is like a substance that these motorcycle racers put in their bikes to like supercharge their bikes and all this different stuff. But she has this weird thing going on where she drinks it, and it gives her like, she like loses her memory, and then she like ends up in all these weird places, and like there's like this mysterious character who's like, Domino, you're not.
We've all had nights like that.
Yeah, exactly. But, so like there's all this mystery being unraveled in the first 4 issues as to like who Domino is. Who's like adopted. She has like these weird powers. Like she doesn't know where she's from, and there's like this mystery motorcycle guy that comes in.
Dude,
like,
where's my bike?
Yeah, exactly. Except no, he's like way badass, but he shows up like in the middle of a race. But there's just like, you know, a bunch of fucking hot babes in it, and Domino's super hot. She fucking punches people in the face, and just, you know, it's really good. So that's what's for breakfast. If you want to check out something neato from my friend Babs Tar, check out Motor Crush.
I mean, that's actually nice. I just wanted to say, I mean, that's actually nice that you commented, oh, there's a lot of hot babes in it for the men, but also the fact that it's a woman who's designed it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because women can draw sexy women. It's fine.
I know, eh? What? Who'd have thunk it?
Who'd have thought? Yeah. In this day and age, a woman drawing comic books?
No, your god is a woman.
But it's really, really good, and I think you guys would like it. So
when was it published?
It came out initially, I think the first issue came out in 2018 or 2019. And then it was published into, I think, 2020. So it's been out of print for a little while. But I was still able to find the first 4 issues just hanging around. But I have had a little bit.
There could be an issue 12.
Well, I was talking to her about it, and she said that she would just tell me what happens, which is cool and all, but like I don't know if that's proprietary information. But I had asked her if they were gonna pick it up again, and that was like a couple days ago. She hasn't gotten back to me yet, so maybe not. I don't know, but
well, you know, like if there's enough like interest in the audience, if you're interested. Right, maybe give her some encouragement. Was it an indie book or was it?
Yeah, it's an Image. It's
Image, is it?
Yeah, it's Image. So fucking go follow Babstar on Instagram and tell her that you want to see more issues of Motor Crush. God damn it!
There you go.
Nice.
Are Image producing good shit these days?
Honestly, I think most of the comic books that I buy are Image. That and Vault. Vault's really good. There's this other issue, this other series. West of Sundown, really fucking good. Issue 3 just came out. Super good. It's kind of a horror comic, and vampires. It's a horror western with a hot vampirist babe.
I'm into it.
Yeah, I want to suck your blood.
Vampire titties. Look at those vampire bosoms. So good.
So Aria, you sharing something there, mate?
Yeah, go on, bring that up. I wasn't.
I'm waiting for the crew cut.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to see? Okay, give me.
Well, I found the one I was referring to earlier, and I'm showing that now. But if you want to show Aria's first.
Yeah, sure.
Aria.
Don't hit remove.
Mate, I was hovering over it then.
Oh, yeah.
You just
I remember those scenes.
Oh my God, would you look at the beard on that man?
That's totally. Let me
yeah, that's great stuff.
Just examples of She-Hulk's various
that final panel is
feminine desires.
That is pretty good.
You don't get that in today's comics.
Was that like that was issue 8 or 9?
Yeah. 2 different issues is sort of a running thing which he fantasizes over Hercules, and she because he's not doing much in the Thor comic, she wishes Walt Simonson would bring him back, so
right,
so that these adventures wouldn't just be in her imagination. You know?
Well, check out the face on both of those. You know, like that really is like a 1-to-1 copy of the same face, isn't it?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, it is, isn't it?
I think the guy on the right, like the eyebrows are a little different between the two of them. A little.
One's got a hat thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, nobody's really paying attention to them. Yeah, I feel like that's not the focal point here. Maybe it is.
Oh,
maybe.
Well, while we're back on the subject, I think I found that She Hulk China video we were just talking about.
No, you're not going.
Your total is 412, sir. How about 4 punches in your face followed by 12 kicks on your leg?
Somebody stop him.
In the court of law, I sentence you to death. I rest my case.
Coming to Disney Plus.
What the hell was that?
I cannot unsee that.
I don't know what's happening this week.
I'll tell you what's happening. I'm in control.
Mass chaos.
Was that She-Hulk written by an AI?
Aria sent me that.
I feel, yeah. It's Aria. Where?
No, the question is why? Not where, why?
No, got it. Who's giving you these, Aria?
Satan.
I mean, China really did go downhill, didn't she?
The waving hair, though. What the F?
She went down, all right.
That's
right. Oh God!
Did you guys see that?
With Rudolph in a sex scene in his history class? He went down in history.
Yeah, he did. He went down on history. Fuck yeah. Well, I'm gonna be late for, I guess, trying to be. I have to like leave my house and be social. Fucking lame. But I gotta go, my dudes. It was an absolute pleasure. Sorry I haven't been on episodes in the last like 3 fucking weeks.
No worries, mate. You can come on whenever you want.
That's what China as She Hulk said.
Oh, it's wherever.
All right, that's right.
Nice to meet you.
All right, take care, man.
See you guys later.
Cheers.
Take it easy, Nick. And he's gone. He's a wanker, isn't he?
He's still probably watching in the green room. Green room. I
Sorry,
found
Rob,
that,
did you have something you wanted to
yeah, go for it. I found that unpopular version of whoa, Hulk smash. Why am I big? Big package. No, I shared the unpopular She Hulk picture.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yes, you
It's
did.
there somewhere. That's the one.
Oh, yeah, she's got a ponytail. I thought it was just like a crew cut.
She got a better chin than Rob Brydon.
What do you think, Aria? Smash or pass?
Smash or pass.
Remember earlier I said She Hulk, not Hulk. We'll leave this one.
But she,
mind you, like
technically
damn.
still is a green woman. Look at her.
I know. I wouldn't say she's ripped.
Really playing loosely with that word technically then.
I mean, like, like a bit of comparison. I know this is very sexist, but like comparison and.
I don't think it's sexist.
If you scroll right there.
What?
On the left there is a scene that shows her like raging, like yelling upward, and then there's some smoke obscuring her naked body.
Yes.
That is where she reverts back to her feminine self in
this
Avengers.
one.
Yeah, that right there. That's exactly it. That's where she reverts.
Yeah, you think they did reverting back to that version because of any pressure from the audience?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I think that and the upcoming television series.
Right,
I mean,
so they want to keep the aesthetic sort of constant between the two.
Right.
Pop quiz. Who would play this? Sorry, her in in a live TV version?
What?
Rob Brydon.
I mean, he does go to the gym 3 times a week. Apparently, you'd have to put Rob Brydon on some Oh Christ, Rob Brydon on steroids. Imagine how big his chin would get.
We'll have to hashtag Rob Brydon into this for sure.
Oh no!
Oh my god! I'll do it after the show. What's the guy's name? The guy who plays D'Onofrio, the guy who plays Kingpin.
Yes, Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh,
Vincent D'Onofrio. That I mean, like he could do this.
I just think The Rock in a wig.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, I know Dojo has his own pick for a actress to play She-Hulk, but in my opinion, Sigourney Weaver was always the perfect actress to play She-Hulk.
That's an interesting choice.
That is good.
Because of the
actually.
height.
Not just the height, but also same hair.
Like, and also the
Yeah.
facial structure. She's got that kind of like really like a. I mean,
Strong-
she's a
strong
good looking
jaw.
one, but exactly.
I do think there's a few
Yeah.
panels in the first few issues of She-Hulk where she bears a really strong resemblance to Sigourney.
Mate, that's a good shot. That is. I
Alien,
think I feel like I want to draw her now. As Sigourney.
Yeah, there we go. Boom. All right, let's see if we can see the one you're talking about.
Yeah, she's got that strong jawline, isn't she?
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
She's physically, athletic woman, so she looked the part. As opposed to the one they have now, whose name I don't remember, who's a bit of a, small, skinny lady, and I don't buy that,
So,
dude, yeah, I could see that. I could totally see that.
I'm sharing my screen now in reference to what Aria said. I had done a short form video of missed opportunity when they selected the current actress to do the television show. They should have picked this. If you show my screen, there you go. Her name is Courtney Byers.
Oh, wow.
She goes by Allison Tyler in her film actress roles. Trying not to get you struck here. Yeah, clearly she is. She's got the assets for the role. And here's the thing: the funny thing about it is, I know you guys will laugh if I say this. She can actually act.
Oh wow!
There's been a few. I'll call them scenes, if you will, that she actually shows some acting chops. So it's like all she would need is a little bit of direction, maybe an acting coach.
You sound like you've watched quite a few of her films.
Sounds like it, eh?
Perhaps like, all of them. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but like this is research, right? This
yes.
comes under the rubric of research.
I really must research those videos thoroughly. Again,
in 4-minute increments.
Yeah, yeah. I really
4
must
minutes.
get
Who has that stamina?
4 hours research a day.
I'm really interested in like I married an Irish guy and Chinese is too hard for him. Like I'm going to watch that later. Thanks for the referral.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
mind you, like a slight aside, because I lived in Taiwan for a while, and like there's this one word, ruguo. Ruguo means if, but like when I first heard ruguo, and I think it was from like a cassette, the Reverend Ian Paisley, the way it was pronounced, it was just Ian Paisley to my ears. I don't know if you guys remember who he was.
Ian Paisley.
No.
Yeah, he was a clergyman from, I believe, Northern Ireland, and very prominent in the somewhat strangely named Troubles, in Northern Ireland. Yeah, and ruguo just means if, and I can't remember why, but sorry, we're going on such a tangent here.
That's fine. That's what the show's all about. Yeah.
如果我告诉你如果有什么意思 and it has that kind of
Probably
voice.
Gonna get a strike now. Cancelled.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on with the show.
So Jim, Buddha, how much did you get through? Who's Jim?
Not a lot, I'm afraid. I didn't have a lot of time for reading this week, but I briefly skimmed through a few issues. Although I did, actually, funnily enough, I realized once I started reading them that I had read some back in the 90s.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure it was. I thought I had it somewhere, but obviously it's gone into an attic. Was there a story where she met a grey She Hulk?
Yeah. Dale Keown with the cover.
Yes, I think I had that. But
so they brought it back to like what?
She actually became a grey She Hulk.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but it was. Did she become this grey She Hulk in it? I'm trying to remember back about 25 years.
Of course, the dude's got it.
That's a recent one. I'll show you. I've got it. Yeah.
Nice.
Is that like
single issue though I had from the
this one.
Very cool.
Maybe this
Aria
one.
has it. Oh yes. Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah. See, Dale Keown would be my second pick for best She-Hulk artist.
Yeah, that is.
Of course, he made his name doing the Hulk. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the difference then, apart from the fact that she was grey? Was she like a maniac?
She
she looked good in black and white TV.
Right. Because like when the Hulk turned grey, he turned into Mr. Fix-It, didn't he? So he could he could think more clearly than the Hulk. I'm sure he becomes a bouncer or something.
He's like a mobster.
Yeah, he's a mobster. Yeah.
He's a mobster. He works for the casinos in Vegas as their enforcer.
Rob, what's this?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Which character? Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. I just put it up for later. Which character springs to mind with one of these aliens here?
What the Mekon? He looks like a Mekon.
Yes, exactly, the Mekon.
The Dandare.
Yeah, exactly. For anyone, I mean, I don't know if Dojo knows this from Dandare, from the Eagle, from the old Eagle and the new Eagle. And it's interesting that John Byrne, I watched an interview with him today, and he mentioned Frank Bellamy and Frank Hampton, who were the creators of He names them both as what do you call it? As damn, what's the word? Inspiration. So
Right.
yeah, like I guess that's his homage to the two Franks from the Eagle.
So which character is it that is the homage?
Yeah, the Mekon. I mean, like
the green guy in the foreground.
The green. Okay.
Yeah. Let me just find Eagle Mekon, and I'll.
I wasn't sure if you were referring to the gelatinous dude in purple or the chick in red.
Did you guys notice the Guardians of the Galaxy in the space diner?
Were they, in the background or part of the story?
Yeah. They're in a whole panel, front and center, but like it blends in amongst all the weird races. But yeah, Yondu and the rest of the Guardians are there.
Oh,
wow. There he is.
There's the, and I think, although I'm not sure if this is a Ian Kennedy version or if this is no, this looks like an Ian Kennedy version. Oh yeah, this is definitely the modern Eagle from the 1980s. Yeah.
Oh, it was actually the very next panel that
Have you got it?
I've got it here.
DJ, spin that shit.
I mean, he's in his early 70s, isn't he, John Byrnes? So, I mean, the Eagle would have been his generation. Is what he would have grown up reading.
Right.
So,
that's the Guardian.
It does. These panels look very Eagle as well.
And
2000 AD.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Have you done like Ian Kennedy themed show yet?
No.
Thank you for the help with English.
Happens to the wrong place for that.
If I'm correcting you, you know it's bad. Can't even run the show. Right, I'm gonna share my screen now, Aria, and I want you to all you've got to say to some of these images are just yes or no.
Smash or pass.
Watch out, guys! We're all going to disappear.
Yeah.
Show's over potentially.
Boink.
There we go. There we go. Can you see? Oh.
I saw for a moment.
Where's that gone? Oh,
no! What?
No! There we go.
Can
you see that?
Oh God! What you gonna do with all that junk inside you drunk? I'm gonna get you drunk.
Is that too much?
That's too much. That's a no.
Yeah, we've seen this. Is that too much?
Nobody ever noticed me until I put on the. What the fuck?
Look at Bane shitting himself.
What was that?
Seen that one.
Go.
This one.
That's a smash.
No, that's from the TV film, isn't it?
That's Jodie Marsh.
Is it? Oh, right.
Yeah. What about this one?
Are you sure it's not Joe DiMaggio?
No, pass. That's Beyonce.
No, that's the Hulk. There you go. A little anime one there.
Oh, what proportion, dude? Much.
Wow.
China again.
Wow.
Oh my God, that's a Judge Dredd series.
Isn't it? She needs a little tricycle at the bottom.
I know. Ouch.
That's okay. Yes to all of them. I changed my mind.
Good lad.
Is Neve out for the night or something?
He's right for the.
Can you show that one again? Hang on a sec. I think it was like the third or the fourth one.
Oh, mate, you're asking me to.
I know, eh?
There we go. This one.
No, good God, no.
That one. That one.
Yeah. Possibly. One more. Oh no, then this. Yeah, then. Okay, then I've lost the plot. I knew I was going to say something, but it's gone again. I think it's that one. What? I mean, like, no.
Rob just wanted the second look.
Yeah, I just really wanted a second look.
All you had to do was ask.
The face was like not even angry. It was like, huh?
Yeah.
Big yawn.
There were loads more, man. I would have been here for about
Didn't he sing for you too?
Ultravox.
Mid-yawn.
Right. We are 10 minutes past the hour. Does anybody have anything else to add to the conversation?
I have a question.
Go.
For you guys who know way more about this sort of stuff than me. So in Avengers Endgame, the Hulk becomes a conglomeration of Bruce Banner and the Hulk. Yeah. Which is basically She-Hulk's thing. But is that so? My question is was that ever done in the comics for the Bruce Banner character, or is that a direct influence from She-Hulk?
No, the Hulk retained Banner's intellect for quite a while in a number of issues. In a few of the issues, one was called Emancipation, where because he had his own intellect, they even threw a parade in sort of like pardoning him for all of his destructive actions while he was still a rage monster. The Hulk has gone back and forth with having the intellect and not having the intellect. But yeah, for quite a while, he was jokingly called Professor Hulk because he maintained it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wondered because She-Hulk, I mean, the thing I like about the character is she isn't just the Hulk with tits. Retaining her own intellect, it sets her apart as her own character.
Right.
Yeah. Could you imagine though the She-Hulk where she's like all the time? Would people really want to read that as much?
No, that was how she was to begin with, though, because the very first series was called The Savage She-Hulk, where she was savage, but then throughout that, her intellect slowly came back to her, and then they rebooted the series with John Byrne, and that was the Sensational She-Hulk, and that's when
I really am offended by this because, if they made her intelligent, why did they say sensational? Why did they not call it the intellectual She-Hulk?
Or just smart She-Hulk if they want to do the what's it called? Alliteration.
If it was realistic, there should be 1 week every month where she's the Rage She-Hulk.
Oh, Stripe.
Is that when she goes red?
Yeah. She becomes Red Hulk.
Yeah. Right, there's something in that. Oh, here we go. There she is.
There you go.
The monthly Hulk.
Why are you red? Because I am.
Yeah.
Because I got the monthly Hulk.
Yeah. I know one of them.
Oh my god!
Oh, he's living dangerously right now. I think we better end the stream before someone dies on camera.
Just before we end, I shared it on Twitter as well. But if you want to share this this one panel I've got sharing. I mean, this is great. And most of all, they love the worst, the most stultifying pap of all, the so-called Saturday morning cartoons. You guys are going to have to do something with this.
Yeah. Conceived by imbeciles and executed by morons. Right.
That is that's the new tagline for the opening of the show.
Awesome.
What great find, Rob. It couldn't describe us better.
Excellent.
John,
if we could put in people's faces there, that would be good as well. Hey, they could be spoon handles.
Yeah.
They could be turned into spoon handles.
I'm going to have to redraw it, aren't
I? Yeah.
Right then, guys.
I like the way they use the word quince. Make of that what you will.
Tiffany letters.
Have we covered everything She-Hulk, or is there anything more?
Oh my gosh, we barely scratched the surface. We could go for hours.
I know. Our show is predicated on taking a topic and then ignoring it for the entirety of the show.
I must admit, I was interested because Dojo, maybe you can answer this. How long has Richard Starkins been active?
Richard Starkins?
Do you know him?
I don't.
Man? Or Elephant Men?
Oh, that character. He was in Savage She Hulk.
Well, he did issue 9. He was the writer for issue 9 of Sensational, because when I started reading it today, I was like, oh, because I met that guy at Comic-Con.
Did you?
Really nice guy. Looked through my drawings and stuff. Really nice guy. But like, he kind of he doesn't look that old, to be honest. I mean, maybe he's a little bit older. I don't know. But like, I was like kind of surprised to see him. This is from the 80s, right?
Which
Sensational. Oh no, when was this drawn? Sensational.
Early 90s.
90s.
Early 90s.
Okay. Yeah.
Rob,
yo,
could you do me a favor? Could you?
It really depends, really.
Lower your torso enough so it looks like your head is the She-Hulk's head.
All right. Lower my. Oh.
Lower the shoulders.
Oh, right.
You've really got to get down. Come on, mate.
Commit. Right. Get rid of my name.
I don't know how to do that, mate. You're asking me to do fast.
Embrace your inner woman.
Go to the right a bit.
Yeah, there we go.
Uncanny.
Yeah. That's how I'm going to draw her from now on. When I make my debut.
I love prattling around with camera angles and stuff.
Oh, that's horrifying.
He's just ruined it for Dojo.
Aria, that version, yes or no?
Oh, 100%.
Right then, guys. Thank you for everyone for coming on. Dojo, thank you for sustaining the show with actual knowledge.
My pleasure. It was fun.
I appreciate you coming on, and you're welcome on any time, man.
Thank you.
Do you want to tell the audience like where they can find you? Have you got anything that you want to push at the moment?
Oh, yes, if you don't mind, real quick. So
Absolutely.
my website is dojokuncomics.wixsite.com/dojokuncomics. I've been publishing comics for since 2014. I have a current pre-launch sign-up page right now for my comic Projectile Reptile, and it's part of my Connected Superhero Universe. So if you look at an Indiegogo, you can find that one under Dojo Kun Comics. And on Twitter, I am at Dojo Kun Comics. I tried to keep it real simple.
Nice. If you want to send us the link after the show to your book, then I'll put it in the description when it gets posted up.
Great, thank you.
So if anybody wants to go and check that out, and you should, because I've seen his work and it's great. Just wait until it's posted up, and then the link will be down the bottom. Rob, where can we find you, and what have you done?
Oh, right. Rattle and roll. Maybe hang on a sec. Because, yeah, I know. It's all green. Hey, wait. Kaboom. There we go. By the power of the internet. Yeah, rattle and roll. I'm actually pushing ahead with Rattle and Roll number 2, but this is my IP. It's a 19th century story of a genetically modified rat who stows away to America and gets in trouble because of course he does, right? Falls foul of the mob and is saved by Mr. Hammond Roll. But you know what? No, sorry, Mr. Roland Ham. God, I've forgotten my own bloody character's name. Mr. Roland Ham, known as Roll. I'm working on issue 2. What I've also got, and I don't know if I showed you this last week, but I wanted to, was this. Kaboom! I got a strip in Wizard. Yeah, I know. I mean, like, look, check the size of that. They have a strip in there. Take care to be clear. But also what we're all like Aria and I eagerly awaiting is hang on a sec, where's my microphone? Twisted Fairy Tales, which you could still back. It's in demand on Indiegogo. Do you have the I should have prepared it as well. Do you have the address there, Aria?
Yeah, it's number 3, Indiegogo Lane.
Twat. But catch Aria and myself on a Monday night on the Bargain Bin.
On the Bargain Bin show.
On the
Fantastic.
Bargain Bin.
Buddha,
Yep.
how can we find you and what you doing?
You can find me over on my own YouTube channel, Big Buddha is Watching. Just look for the blue Buddha ident that looks a bit like me, designed by Max. I'm tempted to say his real name after now he's blown my cover.
Sorry.
The reason I didn't have any
I had
time
to go in for that the other week as well. I look like a proper asshole.
We're 2-1 now.
Yeah, 2-1.
Yeah. The reason I've had no time for reading She Hulk this week, sorry, Aria, is that I've been trying to get something out, so I've been just editing away like mad. So I should have a new video up this week, and I've also started putting these podcasts on my site as well. So if you want somewhere else to watch this show, you can catch it there as well. And follow me on Twitter and at BBud is Watching. And you can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Big Buddha is Watching.
Aria, how can we find you and what you're doing?
So just search for @Aria_Blackness on any social media and you'll find me. Check out The Adventure of Tailless in Outer Space. It's on Indiegogo. Doing pretty good. You can get yourself CG's first and real Keshi figure. Look at him. He's absolutely blooming lovely. And remember, of course, The Adventure of Tailless in Outer Space has green characters in it. So,
exactly.
What's not to love?
Right then, I'm Max Hedgeroom. You can find me here. You can find me on Twitter. Just search for M Hedgeroom. As always, our comic Rokun is still on the go. It will be finished. It just takes a long time for me to fully paint pages with acrylic. You're all going to get more than what you paid for, so don't worry about it. It's going to be good. It's going to be really good. Right then, guys, thanks to everybody for coming on. I'm glad that we didn't even scratch the surface of She Hulk, but it was we never really do scratch the surface on anything, do we?
That just means part 2 comes once they've launched the show on Disney Plus.
There you go.
Thanks to everyone for coming on, and Dojo, you're welcome back anytime, mate.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Catch you later, everyone.
As we've just seen, drugs make your problems go away. So make it the best day possible. Remember, it's drugs that counts. Take one and take a chance.
Saturday morning cartoons, mostly conjecture based on little knowledge.
And now I can't find the button to turn on. Oh, there it is. See ya.
Have you cut off again?